Hey everybody, you have found Marriaging. I'm Ricky.
I'm Nova.
And it is the 4th episode, number 4. So you know what that means.
It means that we have special guests.
Oh man, and we have a special guest tonight that are literally going to change your life if you tune in. So we hope you tune in. Check this out.
You and me, we got this. Gonna take some practice. Superpower oneness. We are marriaging. Oh, oh.
Wonder Twin Powers activate.
We are marriaging.
Hey everybody, I'm Ricky,
I'm Nova.
and this is Marriaging.
We are activating our oneness super.
Hold on, I want to say it.
Okay, you say it.
Okay, we are activating.
No, we're not.
We're changing.
Environments.
Okay, so I want to say it. I got it. Okay. We are changing environments, activating our oneness superpower. If I had a mic, I would drop it.
We are so excited tonight to have some incredible guests on our show. Our first guest, Zap and Linda Martin. And I just want to share a little bit about this power couple because they are a power couple. So this is Linda. She has a bunch of letters behind her name, and I don't even know what to say. Linda Martin, MMEMT-BC, is a certified neurologic music therapist specializing in children with autism spectrum disorders. She provides educational-based music therapy services in the public and non-public school settings, as well as consultative services in the clinical setting at Speech and Hearing Department at Rady Children's Hospital. She's worked for 3 years as the Autism Program Coordinator at the Autism Discovery Institute at Rady Children's Hospital and authored chapters on assessment and applied behavioral analysis in the 2012 publication, Early Childhood Music Therapy and Autism Spectrum Disorders. You're incredible. So Linda is also the founder of Miracle 139, an organization equipping churches to establish and operate effective special needs ministries, which is so incredibly beautiful. It's at our church, the Rock Church. When not working with churches in the U.S., Miracle 139 sends teams of specialists to train those working with children with special needs in Central and South America. So awesome. Beautiful, Linda. Thank incredible. You. And Zap, oh my goodness, what can't you do, Zap? I mean, years ago, we used to play music together, and I've always seen you as this entrepreneur, this guy who just goes after it. And so this is a little bit about Zap. He is a productivity entrepreneur.
Boom. That's all I got to say about that. Boom.
He is an active real estate investor and licensed realtor in the state of California. Zap helps buyers and sellers around the country and trains both real estate investors and agents how to be successful in business. Zap leverages the success of his business to support marriage ministry and his wife's nonprofit organization, Miracle 139 International. Prior to real estate, Zap trained and taught with the California Department of Justice Peace Officer and Standards Bureau, POST, and was a law enforcement supervisor and a certified FBI hostage negotiator, which I love saying. He's an alumni of the University of California, San Diego. He has degrees in music, minor, which is not minor because he's amazing, economics, BA, and business MBA. You guys met each other in 2005. You got married in 2010. In 2015, you started the Just Married ministry, and in 2020, y'all are taking a trip with your people to Israel.
To Israel, yes.
So incredible. It's like 5-year increments.
Right.
I'm like,
five, gotta keep alive.
Right there.
In fact, in eight days, celebrating
8 days.
And in 8 days, they will be celebrating 10 years of marriage. Come on.
For the audience's sake, what is your perspective personality types and maybe your love language, and maybe just describe yourselves?
I may come off across to some people as bossy. I like to call it opinionated. I'm a strong-willed person. I do love and enjoy being a leader, and I love that because I get to disciple and pour into so many people, and I find it such an honor. But I really feel like my gift is vision, so getting to see what could be down the road. And then my love language is quality time.
Personality type is kind of strategic. Like I like to plan and strategize and really think through the steps of being, to hit the goal.
Getting to the vision.
Yeah, getting to the vision, right? The steps to get to the vision. As far as the love language, I love quality time, but I would say probably just ahead of that is physical touch. I really love, I'm a hugger, I'm a high fiver, I'm a fist bumper. I really like to, to feel that physical touch.
Heck yeah.
These folks need to hear from you two. Being that you're both very driven and type A and very confident, How has that played out in your marriage where it's caused conflict?
One of the biggest things that we've had to navigate really from the start, because we're both strong-willed people. We both, I think in many ways we're confident, and so we both have an opinion that we think is right.
Well, you know what you know, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we know that we're each right. So it takes a little bit to who we are. Because we're both so organized and planners, we both had like a budget tracking system coming into marriage. And so one of our first issues after we were married is whose budget system we were going to use, because
Mine or hers?
mine is much more efficient, but his is perfect.
Yeah,
So
mine-
it's like, how do we choose?
Efficient or perfect?
I know. Learning to compromise, learning to communicate about what's
Yeah.
important, and then really learning to really determine, okay, how important is this to you? How important is this to me? And then how do we balance that? So
Exactly.
that trust of each other builds over time, and that makes a meaningful relationship in marriage.
Starting the marriage ministry. So,
Yeah.
I was interested in doing that even when we were kind of engaged
Yeah,
and getting married.
yeah.
And she's like, well, let's get married first, and then maybe we can think about
Doing
Yeah.
a
doing a
marriage
marriage
ministry.
ministry.
Right.
Hi, we're just engaged, but we want to do just marriage.
Right.
We have a parenting ministry, but we have no kids.
Yeah, exactly. exactly. So, and that's the
Yeah.
planner and the strategic in me. I didn't want to wait
Absolutely.
till we were married just to do that.
Yeah,
I want
right.
to start planning it ahead of time.
Sure.
So as I'm planning and thinking through it,
Yeah.
and strategizing, by the time we finally, did get married and had a couple of years under our belt,
Yeah.
even though it's kind of nothing, but had a couple of years under our belt, we were able to work together. And both, she's, like I said, A-type, she's a leader, and that's awesome especially working with the women that are young,
Yeah.
married women in the ministry, and myself with the guys, and we come together and we really just put those superpowers together
Yeah.
and go full force on behalf of marriage.
I know you've really inspired people to come together and really love each other well and beautifully, and you've really created an amazing community, and I just like want to say thank you for doing that. Zap, you've had this dream and this vision to have this real estate, what do we
Team.
even,
Yeah.
a team.
Yeah.
And you really, when I look at you and I think about your superpowers, I think about Miracle 139 and everything that you do, I see that as these strengths coming together, and you're saying, I really want to build this team and create wealth to really pour into what we can do worldwide with
Yeah.
your ministry. And to me, I sit back and go,
That's it. That's
that is
it.
really
Yes.
beautiful,
That's
you
it.
guys.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's very inspiring. I think a lot of people could sit back and go, oh man, I could do that.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
what is it that my wife really loves or my husband really loves and enjoys, and how can we team up like that? To me, I just look at you guys and you are an excellent example of really changing the atmosphere and activating this oneness superpower that you both carry together. And when people look at you, they go, that works.
Mhm. He's making money selling real estate. You can join him and make money. We're going to put his information down here. She has a crazy, world-changing ministry to special needs kids. His making money supports her ministry, and it can be okay that she's driven and type A and gets up on the go, and he's driven and he's going this way and that way. But they come together, they're bringing their superpowers together, and they're making this ultra unstoppable force. That's what we want to inspire you to do.
Absolutely.
Because she's so good. I mean, she's so good at so many things, but there's
She
been
is.
so many times where she has a finesse factor.
Just finesse me right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, I remember one specific time where I was dealing with this lady who was alone, and she was selling her house, and I just asked, "Hey, do you mind coming along?" Just because I think the connection may be a little bit, better with her. So it's cool being married, because even though I may be, this real estate guy, her heart for people is still there, and I think again we come together and do that. There's other times we've come together where we're doing a house renovation, and again, her touch and her vision, like you said, she has vision. She can see through walls, and we're like, hey, let's move that wall out of the way and that wall, and then it's just like this beautiful thing. So there's so many times where her vision even comes into my lane, where we can just work together, and Wonder Twin Power is just activated on another level.
I like that. It takes time to see those things in one another, right? Like it takes time to appreciate, to see it first,
Right.
to appreciate it, and then like really like see it in. Maybe there was a seedling in you, and when he poured into you, all of a sudden you got
grew.
watered and you
Right.
just grew.
I think you bring up such a great point, because I think what we learned to do was, instead of kind of butting heads because we each wanted it a certain way was to, like you said, pour into the other's, unique strengths. So now, because of, our focus and dedication to having a good marriage, we're able to do real estate stuff together where he focuses on the things that are his expertise and skill, and I get to come alongside and do the things that are fun and enjoyable for me. And likewise within the nonprofit, I mean, he came to Paraguay and lived with me for 3 months when we were there for an extended amount of time. Yeah.
Wow.
But we were only able to do that because he was able to use his skills of just like being so focused and into the details and his discernment for situations and people. And then I got to, kind of see the overall execution, and he was the one kind of making sure everything worked and stayed safe.
Because our marriaging
Yes.
journey started with you two helping with the pre-marriaging counseling
did.
and just your wisdom and your input. I mean, it's shaped what we are now. You really took us under your wing and said, okay, let's help you out. So we are
We
so
refer
grateful
to
for
what
you.
you taught us all the time. Isn't that so cool to think, like, the time that you guys poured into us, then, like, how it multiplies.
Yeah.
The whole
And
marriage
how-
ministry.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm going to ask them in just a minute. They don't know this yet, so I'm going to throw it on them. I'm going to ask them to give you all a weekly assignment that you're going to do over the next 7 days, something that you can practice, something simple they're coming up with right now. Their wheels are turning. But listen, if you have a desire, a yearning or longing in your heart, maybe you just heard special needs ministry and something clicked, we're going to put this young lady's contact information right down here, right down below, and where you can reach out to her and say, how do I get involved, okay? Or if you're interested in real estate, maybe you're getting started, or maybe you want to be part of a team, this would be a great team captain. We're going to put his information down. Or if you're young, married, just newlyweds, or if you're engaged and you're looking for a community to jump into, they have a community for you to jump into. So look no further, except for right down here. And we're going to put some information, some contact information, and get you hooked up, okay? But before we leave, we always give you a homework assignment. That's kind of what we like to do, because otherwise you just wasted 15 minutes of your life, right? So here's how you can put into action what you just heard. So guys,
Give it to 'em.
take it away.
Okay. So I would say your homework assignment this week is to do, well, and this is for married people or anyone that's
For
watching?
anybody.
For anybody.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So my homework assignment for everyone this week
It
is
could be A and B, like married. Or you could do that too.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Because if they're married, it ends in sex. If it's not,
That's why I was
And
asking.
there
because
it
I
is.
didn't-
There's the sex.
I said it. I
part
said
again.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
Always.
Gotcha. Yeah. Hey. So I'll start with the married people.
Yes.
Okay.
So start with
Yeah.
married people. So there's an acronym that we come up with in our group. We call it SPRAY. SPRAY. And if you're married, I encourage you to spray your spouse this week, and I'll tell you what each letter stands for. It's a little bit adultish, but
Yeah.
the S
That's
stands
okay.
for sex. Right. So
course, that's
offer
first.
your spouse sex, again, how they receive it best. Right. It's not about just getting yours. It's about giving to them. So that's the S. The P is prayer. So pray for your spouse. Don't just,
Like it.
over dinner, hey, bless this
Mm.
carrot.
Yeah.
Like, pray for them. The R is for recreation. Do something recreational with your
I like
spouse. It could be a walk. It could be a cruise. It could be big or small. It doesn't have to be big, but just do something this week recreational with your spouse. The A is for affirmation. So make sure that you're thinking purposefully about affirming your spouse, right? Letting them know what they're doing well.
good.
Everyone likes to hear what they're doing well.
Mhm.
And the Y stands for you, which is saying, I love you, right? So say the words to your spouse. It's okay to say those 3 words
Yeah.
out loud
Yeah.
and let them know that you love them.
That's cool.
That is incredible. That is way better than any homework we've given.
That's
That
homework.
is on point right there.
Thank you.
Incredible. I love
you.
that homework. And we would love it if you would do this and comment how it's going on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or whatnot, just to give you guys feedback too and
Love it.
how helpful that is. And Linda, do you have any homework for that?
The big thing that's coming to my mind right now is just to speak life into each other. Speak life over your spouse. You either have the power to speak death or speak life.
Yeah,
and
that's
so whether that, if you are a prayer warrior, pray hard, not just, like you said, not just little table prayers, but pray hard over your spouse. Speak life into them. Speak life over them. Speak life into what they're doing, who God created them to be. That it's just going to help them rise up and do more and be more and give more. So speak life.
I love that. Spray, speak
Speak
life. We are marriaging.
We're married.
Marriaging.
All the way
Hey,
married.
thanks for marrying with us. We're marrying. You guys are marrying. You guys go married. You guys see you later. Bye-bye.